Hello everybody, welcome back to our Brazilian Portuguese for beginners. I hope you are enjoying it and you are learning as much as you can. Are you ready to start? Shall we? Alright, we have here the verb ter, the verb to have. We have been using it to talking about age. Yeah? Eu tenho 54 anos de idade. But now we are going to have a look at the whole thing, and we are going to also be using the verb to have to talk about possessions, because it literally means to have, not to be as when we are using for the age. Okay? So let's have a look at the affirmative form first, so forma afirmativa, and we have here the following. Eu tenho. Eu tenho. I have. Literally. Yeah? We're talking about this before. You have. Você tem. Você tem. He, she has. Ele or ela tem. Ok? We have. Nós temos. Nós temos. You guys have. Vocês têm. Vocês têm. They have. Eles, elas têm. Eles, elas têm. Yeah? I say tem or tem just to show there is an accent here, but we generally say tem, the same as the singular form here, tem. Okay? So tenho, tem, temos, tem. Alright? Remember, you don't need to say eu, you don't need to say nós, but would be better to say the other ones, or depending on the situation, you may leave it out. Now, that's a forma afirmativa, the affirmative form. Now we have here the negative form. Okay, forma negativa. Before we do this, so I might say here, for example, I have something. I have a car. That's how we are going to be using up to talking about possessions. Okay? So I have a car. Eu tenho carro. Remember the indefinite pronoun, a car. Yeah? Eu tenho carro. I don't have a car. Now, I added the noun before the verb. Yeah? So, eu não tenho. Eu não tenho carro. Alright? Could be anything. I don't have a house. Eu não tenho uma casa. Okay? We don't have children. Nós não temos. Ok? Nós não temos. I forgot children. Nós não temos filhos. Nós não temos filhos. You don't have. Você não tem. Você não tem. You don't have a cat. Você não tem gato. Alright? He has a child. Ele tem filho or uma criança. But if you are talking about his child, like children, better to say filho or filha, depending on the gender. Okay? So, afirmative, tenho, tem, temos, tem. Negativo, eu não tenho. Você não tem. Ele, ela não tem. Nós não temos. Vocês, eles, elas não têm. Clear so far? Now, if you want to change this into a question, you know you don't have to change any order. We add the question mark if it is written, and the intonation of our voice, it's important to show we are asking a question. So I may ask you, do you have children? Which in Portuguese is, you have children. So, você tem filhos? Você tem filhos? And I could be asking that in a negative form. So I could say, don't you have children? Você não tem filhos? Ok? Você não tem filhos? Do they have a house? Eles têm uma casa? Eles têm uma casa? Don't they have a house? Eles não têm uma casa? Eles não têm uma casa? Clear so far? So I can be using it to say I have something. I can say I don't have something, and I can be asking you, do you, does he, does she, do they have something? And remember, we don't have the auxiliaries in Portuguese, do, did, will, and would. So literally is you have, he has, etc. Clear? Let's have a look at some examples here. So, exemplos, exemplos, okay? This X here sounds like Z in Portuguese. Exemplos. Eu tenho 2 cachorros e gato. Say it after me. Eu tenho 2 cachorros e gato. I have 2 dogs. Cachorros, cachorros, e gato, and 1 cat, gato, and 1 cat. Okay? You can repeat once again. Eu tenho 2 cachorros e gato. Next one. Você não tem uma casa grande. Você não tem uma casa grande. You don't have a big house. Você não tem uma casa grande. A bit rude, a bit rude. But anyway, you don't have a big house. Você não tem uma casa grande. Alright? Next one. Ele tem 5 filhos. Look at the intonation here because it is a question. So, does he have 5 children? Ele tem 5 filhos. Ok? Next one. Nós temos muitos amigos. Say it. Nós temos muitos amigos. We have many friends. Alright? Next. Elas não têm dinheiro? Question. Elas não têm dinheiro? Don't they have money? Okay? And I think I have another one. No, I don't have another one. Generally here, ask students to try to write 10 phrases as homework for using the verb to have plus possessions. Okay? I, you, they, my friends, my family, etc. Okay? Alright? So now, let's have a look at our next topic. So here we have apresentando-se. Apresentando-se. Okay? Apresentando-se. Introducing oneself. is the verb to introduce, but doesn't matter. That's not as important as the first line here. We have learned most of what we are going to see here. The only new thing now is the first line, so you can introduce yourself and say things like, hello, my name is, I am from, I am years old, I am married, I'm single, I have children, I don't have children, I have siblings, 2, 3, 5, 10, etc. Okay? So let's have a look at the first line. Olá. So some sort of greetings. Olá, bom dia, boa tarde, oi, etc. Meu nome é. Meu nome é. My name is. Ok? Olá, meu nome é Eddie. Your turn. Olá, meu nome é Eddie. Clear? Or we could say chamo-me. Chamo-me. This is the verb to be called. Yeah? I call myself. That is a reflexive pronoun here. We are going to learn later. So chamo-me. I call myself. And again, here goes your name. Yeah? So you have two options. You may say meu nome é or chamo-me. Olá, chamo-me Eddie. Okay? But there is a thing here. Brazilians are not very likely to say chamo-me that way. That's more the European Portuguese. Portuguese may say chamo-me and their name. If Brazilians use this one, you are very more likely to hear they say me chamo. Me chamo. Olá, bom dia. Me chamo Eddie. Sorry, I said Eddie because that's how I pronounce Eddie in Portuguese. Okay? Remember the D-I or D-I sounds like G in English, so Eddie. But in English, Eddie. So, me chamo. So that's how Brazilians will say it. Olá, bom dia, me chamo, and their names. Okay? Of course, that it's implied the I. Eu me chamo. Okay? But in the spoken, they just drop the I and say me chamo. That's okay when said. If you are writing it, you shouldn't start the phrase with me. You should write eu me chamo. Okay? So those are the two options you may have to say your name, to introduce yourself to someone. And the next one, here we know we have learned it before. So, eu tenho 54 anos. Olá, meu nome é Eddie, eu tenho 54 anos, and I could add, de idade. Ok? Eu sou, now comes from, yeah? De, do, da. Eu sou do Brasil, de São Paulo. Eu sou do Brasil, de São Paulo. Okay? You can be doing it about yourself. Yeah? So I said do Brasil because Brazil is masculine, but city like São Paulo, it is neutral. So, eu sou do Brasil, de São Paulo. Next. I have an option here. So, casado means married. Yeah? Or casada if you are a woman. So, eu sou casado. You may have to say eu sou casada. Yeah? Or eu sou solteiro. Eu sou solteira. Solteiro, solteira. I am single, I am married. Clear? Casado, solteiro. Casada, solteira. Eu sou. Of course, if you're talking about someone else here, you would be saying ele or ela, and the verb would change to the plural form. Remember, we are using ser here. First, origin is permanent, yeah? And here, to be married and to be single, it's also a long-term thing, okay? Of course, some people may change if they are in Las Vegas. They can, oh, let's get married, and go and get married. But generally, if you are single, it is going to take a long time before you get married. And if you are married, you expect to be married forever, yeah? So now, you are going to choose one when you're introducing yourself. And the next one here, eu tenho, blah, 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 filhos. So we're talking about children here. So I have, blah, children. Or, if you don't have, you may say, eu não tenho, and you say in the plural form, okay? Eu não tenho filhos. Eu não tenho filhos. I could be saying here, I have siblings. Yeah? And how many? For example, in my situation, I will have to say, eu tenho 6 irmãos. Eu tenho 6 irmãos. I know, big family. Yeah? Loads of nephews and nieces. Okay? But I met someone the other day who has 12 children. Ele tem 12 filhos. Okay, so his children have 11 siblings, yeah? Each of them, yeah? Okay, so eu tenho 6 irmãos. Eu não tenho filhos. Alright? And of course, as I said, I have siblings. I could be using this to talking about them. Because here I'm talking about myself. Meu nome é, eu tenho, né? Eu sou do Brasil, de São Paulo. Eu sou solteiro. I'm single. Eu sou solteiro. Né? Eu não tenho filhos. Eu tenho 6 irmãos. And then I can say something about my siblings. Né? I can say my youngest brother, né? Meu irmão mais novo. Meu irmão mais novo. My brother more young. So my younger brother. And I could say, meu irmão mais novo tem filhos. Meu irmão mais novo tem 45 anos. Alright? And I can be telling about his wife, telling about his children, yeah? How old they are, their names, etc. So we can be using this simple text here to talk a lot about us and about someone we know or our family. And of course here, meu nome é, it's only for me. Yeah? Meu nome é. If I'm saying about my family, that is going to change a bit, okay? And in here, eu me chamo, yeah? Eu me chamo. It's easier because this is a regular verb. It's easier to talk about someone else. So, for example, eu me chamo Ed. Eu tenho 6 irmãos. Okay? Meu irmão mais novo, and then I'm going to say is called. Meu irmão mais novo se chama. Alright? I'll be writing down there somewhere the whole thing here for you to learn. I call myself, you call yourself, he calls himself, we call ourselves, and etc. Okay? So you know, for example, meu irmão mais novo tem 45 anos. Ele, I could say, meu irmão mais novo se chama, but instead I can say ele. Ele se chama, and his name. Okay? And then I can say, ele é, ele é casado. Né? He has children. Ele tem filhos. So you just need to be careful because now, if you're talking about someone else, we need to change the verb according to those persons. That's why you have 3 verbs so far. you have the verb estar, which is to be. You have the verb ser, which is to be, and it's in here. And you have the verb ter, to have, yeah, which some is here, but you have those, the whole thing there, to go there, go back, and try to write down some phrases, so it helps you to memorize, okay? The more you write and the more you repeat, the more you say it, the more you learn. As simple as that, okay? So, as we have the whole thing here, let me introduce myself to you. And then you can get that idea and do the same in front of the mirror or wherever you want. So, bom dia. Meu nome é Ed, eu sou do Brasil, de São Paulo, eu tenho 54 anos de idade, eu sou solteiro, eu não tenho filhos, eu tenho 6 irmãos. Meu irmão mais novo se chama Fernando. Fernando, ele tem 45 anos de idade. Ele é casado. Fernando tem 2 filhos. Alright? So I did what we have here, and I told a little bit about my youngest brother. Clear so far? Yes? I hope you enjoyed it, and let's move on. We have an example, which is just it. Bom dia, meu nome é Edinaldo, sou do Brasil, da cidade de São Paulo. Now I added here, from the city of São Paulo. The word cidade is feminine. So if you say from the city of, you automatically have to say da cidade de. Okay? Da cidade de São Paulo, tenho 46 anos de idade. Sorry, I did this a few years ago. I'm not that young anymore. Tenho 46 anos de idade. Sou solteiro e não tenho filhos. Sou solteiro e não tenho filhos. Eu tenho 6 irmãos, duas irmãs e 4 irmãos. 2 irmãs e 4 irmãos. 2 sisters and 4 brothers. So here it means brothers, here it means siblings. I'm counting all my brothers and sisters. Okay? Right. Next. We have here the question, because we have here perguntando nome, asking name. I should put here perguntando o nome, asking the name. We know the answer. Meu nome é Ed, ou chamo-me Ed, more in Portugal, or eu me chamo Ed. Okay? Now, we need to know how to ask the question, because we may just out of the blue introduce ourselves and tell a bit about us. Someone can come and say, bom dia, boa tarde, oi, and they can ask our name. So let's see what are the 2 options here to ask someone's name. First one is qual. We learned this word before. Generally it means which, but of course here again is going to be equivalent to what. So what is your name? Qual é o seu nome? Qual é o seu nome? Say it. So we can do this again, a liaison here put together. Qual é? Qual é seu nome? Qual é seu nome? I drop the O here. Qual é seu nome? But I prefer to say, qual é o seu nome? Qual é o seu nome? So I say them slightly separate, and I would say a bit better. Qual é o seu nome? And, of course, we know the answer. Meu nome é. Ok? Qual é o seu nome? Meu nome é. If you don't like that one, or someone asking the question, they may ask using the other one, which is this one. Como você se chama? Como você se chama? What, how you call yourself? Como você se chama? Como você se chama? You know the answer. You can give that one. Me chamo, eu me chamo, chamo-me, okay? Or you can say this one. Como você se chama? Meu nome é Eddie. Qual é o seu nome? Eu me chamo Eddie. Okay, so you can mix and match again. So doesn't matter which one they use. It's good for you to know both of them and then stick with the one you prefer, which is easier to say. But now comes here some tip. This one here, como você se chama? How you call yourself? It's easier as a question if you're asking about someone else as well. What is his name? What is her name? And even the plural form. This one is going to change slightly, okay? So, but this one, if I say, what is his name? How is he called? I just replace here. He, she, just one word, and then the rest remains the same. So, como ele se chama? Como ela se chama? So you say, ask someone, do you have siblings? Você tem irmãos? And they say, oh, sim, eu tenho irmão, or eu tenho uma irmã, ou eu tenho dois irmãos. But let's say, they say, eu tenho irmão, uma irmã. Como ele se chama? Como ela se chama? It only changes here. Now, if it's more than one, and you want to say, how are they called? So we put vocês, you guys, but we are talking about them. So, como eles, como elas, and the chama here gets an M, to make it plural. So, como eles se chamam. So, the chama here gets an M to make it plural. So, como eles se chamam, como elas se chamam. So, it's easier if you're asking about someone else. So, you may stick with this one and be ready with that one when someone asks about you. Como você se chama, or qual é o seu nome. Later on, you are going to learn how to change this one to ask about someone else. But as we are not doing that, I can also say to you now, this question here, seu, generally means your, so qual é o seu nome, what is your name, but also we use when meaning what is his name, what is her name, the same way, in the same way. So qual é o seu nome could mean what is his name, what is her name, okay? The thing is, in spoken language, it's a bit confusing if you're talking to someone and you want to ask that question, let's say, and you say, qual é o seu nome? Asking his name, and the person may get confused, especially if they are not paying much attention. It does happen even with Brazilians or Portuguese. So we prefer the other way, and to make clear, the other person understands who we are talking about, Or you use this one. All right? Clear? So, qual é o seu nome? Como você se chama? Okay? If you ask me that question, I would say to you, meu nome é Bond. James Bond. I wish. Okay, we have here apresente-se. Introduce yourself. I'll give you in the brackets what you should be saying, and you may think to yourself, or you can say out loud as well. For example, cumprimento, means some sort of greetings. What can you say when you meet someone? Hi, hello. So we say olá, bom dia, boa tarde, boa noite. It depends on when you are meeting the person. And then name, you have to say your name. So you may say, meu nome é. Okay? Nacionalidade, so nationality. So you have to tell me where you come from. Okay? And you say, sou de, sou do, sou da. Then idade, your age. You will say tenho blá 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 anos. And then we have here estado civil, a new word here. Marital status. So you may say I'm married, I'm single, sou casado, sou solteiro. I chose here casado. And we have here irmãos, filhos. You may say, if you have children or if you have siblings, and you may say, tenho, blá, 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 irmãos, tenho, blá, 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 filhos, or não tenho irmãos, não tenho filhos. Then that's how you could be introduce yourself. Now, I put this here because if you're filling up a form, okay, somewhere a formal form in Brazil, for some kind of authority, this one, of course, won't be there, but what you are going to find in that form are words like this. They are not going to be asking you generally, qual é o seu nome? No, they will have that nome, nacionalidade, idade, estado civil, ok? Nome do pai, nome da mãe, etc. But that's give you some idea of the very, very basic information they may need from you. All right? We are going to move to our next topic, so I hope you're enjoying so far. If you need to pause, go back, recap, listen to it again, try to repeat as much as you can before moving on. That would be, I would say, helpful and important. So try to do it. If you're happy the way it is, just carry on, all right? Okay, so we have here, for our next topic, the verb nascer. Nascer means to be born, okay? It's the only verb at the moment which is going to be in the past tense because we need to say I was born, okay? So it is the verb nascer. Nascer, it is followed by em. So this verb is followed by em, to be born in, okay? And could be used to say I was born in and the period, the year, the month, the day, and or to be born somewhere, okay? So let's see first of all how it goes. Okay, so we have here the whole verb nascer, to be born, and I was born is eu nasci. Eu nasci. Nasci. You were born. Você nasceu. Nasceu. Você nasceu. Okay? Ele, ela is the same, so ele nasceu. Ele nasceu. The baby was born. O bebê nasceu. Nós nascemos. Nós nascemos. We were born. Nascemos. You guys, or they were born, is vocês nasceram. Vocês nasceram. Eles nasceram. Elas nasceram. Okay? The stress is here in the middle, not in the end. If you place the stress here, it's going to sound like the future tense, they will be born. So, nasceram. Nasceram. Alright? So, nasci, nasceu, nascemos, nasceram. Clear? So, no matter if I say I was born in London or I was born in 19 blah blah, it's going to be like this and followed by ain. But now let's see how that ain works, because it may have to combine with one of those and then we are going to end up with a new word. So let's have a look at here at some examples. We have here the city of London, which is Londres, and it is, as we know, any foreign city is if it's not in Brazil or Portugal or a Portuguese speaking country, it is going to be in that city. Okay? So, eu nasci em Londres. Eu nasci em Londres. Yeah? I would say I wasn't born, so I would say eu não nasci em Londres. Ok? Clear? I would say eu nasci em São Paulo. Eu nasci em São Paulo. Now, if the place is feminine like Inglaterra, em plus a will become na. Na. Or literally in the England, yeah? Like, you were born in England. Você nasceu na Inglaterra. Você nasceu na Inglaterra. Okay? Or I could say, or could be asking you, were you born in England? Você nasceu na Inglaterra? Huh? Or I could say, oh, you were not born in England. Você não nasceu na Inglaterra. Alright? Ele e ela is the same. Let's now use Brazil here. Nós nascemos no Brasil. So no, so em plus o, no. We know that Brazil is masculine, so it has to be no. We were born in the Brazil. We were born in Brazil, so we were born in the Brazil. So, nós nascemos no Brasil. Ok? Nós nascemos no Brasil. Or, we are not born in Brazil. Nós não nascemos no Brasil. Nós nascemos na Inglaterra. Alright? And vocês, eles, elas is the same verb here. Let's use now in the United States, which is em plus os, because the United States is plural, okay? So, eles, let's say eles nasceram nos Estados Unidos, okay? So, this is a plural word because it is the United States, okay? So, eles nasceram nos Estados Unidos. Or, eles não nasceram nos Estados Unidos. Eles nasceram na Inglaterra, em Londres. Clear so far? So, every time it em combined with one of those, we are going to end up with no or na. No could be the plural form nas ilhas, in the islands, whatever the name is. Or nos Estados Unidos. Okay? In here, so far, em means in. Okay? But I'm going to tell you now that you can use em, no, na, nos, nas when it will mean in, at a place, or on. Okay? Every time you're going to be saying in, at, on, it could be one of those, and it is about the gender. Yeah? I can say, for example, on the street. On the street would be, what's the word for street? Rua. So on the street is na rua. Okay? In the building. In the building, building is a new word now. The word is prédio. In the building, no prédio. And see, oh, it's masculine, yeah? So, let's say at the office, okay? Office is escritório. Escritório. At the office, no escritório. Alright? On the table. Table is mesa. On the table, na mesa. Okay? Let's say Shepherd's Bush. I live in Shepherd's Bush. So, in Shepherd's Bush is em Shepherd's Bush. Em Shepherd's Bush. Because areas is like cities out of Brazil, Portugal, the Portuguese speaking countries, it is neutral. So I can be saying em Shepherd's Bush, em Victoria, em Liverpool Street, talking about this station, em Stockwell, etc., etc., etc. Is em, okay? Doesn't change. In Brazil or in Portugal, they have genders, okay? But we are here so far. It is in, all right? So once again, before we move on, nasci, nasceu, nascemos, nasceram. Clear? Now, we were saying I was born in Brazil. Eu nasci no Brasil. You were born in England. Você nasceu na Inglaterra. We were born in the USA. Nós nascemos nos Estados Unidos. They were born in France. Eles nasceram na França. Now we need to know the question, because that again is the answer. I give the answer and then the question afterwards all the time. So we need to ask, where were you born? And that is onde. Onde means where. It's a new word for you, so remember, onde. Onde. Onde você nasceu? Onde você nasceu? Where you born? Yeah? Where were you born? Onde você nasceu? You know the answer for that, so give me the answer. Onde você nasceu? Okay, so we have here some examples. So we have the question, onde você nasceu? And eu nasci em Londres, na Inglaterra, no Brasil, etc. And if I want to use the country and the city, I advise you to start with the country, then you go the city, then you go the town, then you go the area, go smaller, okay? So eu nasci, por exemplo, no Brasil, em São Paulo. Alright? Clear? Asking about someone else. This is asking about you. The only thing we're going to change here is the person. So, onde ele nasceu? Onde ela nasceu? Onde Pedro nasceu? Where were Pedro born? And you may say, ele nasceu em Portugal. Portugal is neutral. Remember, Portugal is neutral. So, ele nasceu em Portugal. Ela nasceu na China. So, she was born in China. Alright? So, remember one important thing. We learned before to say, where are you from? Which is, de onde você é? And when we answer that, we say, I am from. That from is eu sou de, do, da, dos, das. So that is from. 5 ways to say from. Okay? And now here we are saying I was born in, which you now know is em, no, na, nos, nas. Okay? So you may say, for example, eu nasci no Brasil. Or let's say, do the other way. You may say, eu sou do Brasil. Eu nasci em São Paulo. Peter é da Inglaterra. Ele nasceu em Londres. François é da França. Ele nasceu em Bordeaux. And etc. Okay? So you can be using both of them, but you have to remember to use the right preposition. So, ser, de, do, da. Dos, das. And nascer, em, no, na, nos, nas. Alright? Clear? Very good. We have here some exercise. So we have here responda, answer. So I have the questions and the answers here. So we have the first one. Onde você nasceu? We know this by heart now, yes? So onde você nasceu? And we have Londres, Inglaterra. So how would you say, como você diria, how would you say, I was born in England, in London. We start bigger and we go smaller. So eu nasci na Inglaterra, em Londres, because cities are em. Yeah? Then, onde Paulo nasceu? Where was Paulo born? Onde Paulo nasceu? Paulo nasceu no Brasil, em São Paulo. Ok? Onde Ana nasceu? Onde Ana nasceu? Ana nasceu em Portugal, em Lisboa. Em. Onde ele nasceu? Where was he born? Onde ele nasceu? Ele nasceu na Itália, em Roma. Okay? Clear? I hope you had a good lesson and you learned a lot today. Keep practicing it, and I'll see you next time for more Brazilian Portuguese. Okay? See ya!